I don't plan to be before you long at all, but I do want to share something with you that's really serious. But before I do that, let me preface this subject matter, if you will, by saying this. Oftentimes in life, we find out that we don't know what we don't know. Oftentimes in life, we find that there are things that we have been doing and or practicing all or most of our lives, and we find out in later or latter years that what we were doing was affecting us in a negative way, or that was hurting us even. One of the hardest things to do when you find out that you've been doing something wrong as it relates to your life in general, as it relates to your health in general, oftentimes you are in denial and you fight against it. Psychologists, psychiatrists call it cognitive dissonance, which means that when your belief system is being challenged, even if it's not being malicious from the individual, they're just casually telling you this is the truth. And what you've known to be the truth all your life has been dispelled, proven wrong. You don't want to admit it. As a matter of fact, oftentimes you will continue to do what you've been doing, or even following bad behaviors or habits. You'll do it anyway because it's all that you really know, and you think it's easier to do that because it's what you're comfortable with, as opposed to trying to change your habit or your paradigm. Now, this is about milk. Most of us in America and even the world can relate to what milk is. It comes from various mammals, more commonly in America, in the West, in other countries, cows, milk. But mind you, all milk is not the same. All milk is not made the same. There's no milk the same across the spectrum of different mammals. And human beings are no different. The milk of a giraffe is made for a giraffe. The milk of a mother cow is made for her calf, specifically. The milk of a tiger, a cat, a dog, a goat, an elephant, a horse, the milk from those mammals that I just mentioned were made specifically for their own offspring and not for any other animal to share. Because all of the milk from those specific animals or mammals has all of the potential nutrients that's specific to that animal. A cow's milk is not a goat's milk. A horse's milk is not an elephant's milk. A giraffe's milk is not a lion's milk. It's different. It's made for that species and that species alone. Specifically, genetically. And guess what? Human beings' milk was designed only by nature for human babies. We in America are the only mammals. We human beings are the only mammals that drink milk from other animals. We're the only ones. We're the only ones that drink cow's milk that was not designed for their human consumption. So when you use and hear the word lactose intolerant N meaning not, tolerant. There's a reason for that. Guess what that reason is? It's very obvious. It was not designed for us. We're intolerant, and over 75% of the world's population that drinks cow's milk are lactose. Lactose is a sugar that's in the cow's milk. We're lactose intolerant. 75% or more. There's a reason for that astounding percentage point. It was never intended for us in the first place. Now, throughout evolution, not people changing per se, but people's habits and traditions and customs changing, people adopted the cow's milk with the harmful effects included. Now, note what I said earlier. Every mammal's milk, the female of every animal, was designed for that specific animal and not for other animals to share. No matter how much you try to rationalize it and make it sound right, it was not made to be shared, even if you do it. I know macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes, ice cream, yogurt, all of the other varieties of cheese, and drinks, and milkshakes, and floats, and breads, and everything else, and puddings that you use milk in, and chocolate. I know we are creatures of habit. I know that we love those things, but those things come with a price, and the price is not good. Just know that. So, as an infant human being, you have an enzyme in you when you're born called lactase. That's an enzyme that is designed to break down your mother's milk from her paps, from her breast, until you get weaned off of your mother's breast milk and begin to eat pureed food and then solid foods later. That's the way it works. Thank you, brother teacher. You're very welcome. All of you all that are attentive to what I'm saying. So now, lactase is designed again to break down the lactose that's in your mother's milk. So, as you're weaned off of your mother's breast milk, your lactase begins to diminish and then go away because it's no longer needed to break down the lactose in your mom's milk, because you're going to another diet now. So that is why you have milk allergies. That is why you are lactose intolerant, because you're still trying to drink milk, not your mom's milk, but now another animal's milk. That's why you're lactose intolerant, because you've outgrown milk, but you're still drinking milk. But you're drinking another mammal's milk. True story. But the industries that are milk producers are not listening. They want to sell a product any way that they can so they can make a profit. So they're going to boost up the sales with all of the fancy commercials. Got milk, remember that? This is great ice cream, this dairy and this milkshake and that pudding and this cake and so on and so forth. They need to boost their revenue. So they're going to say anything that they have to say. They're going to produce and manufacture any kind of excuse to sell that product and make you think that it's good in vitamins. It's healthy for you. It builds strong bones and teeth. That's not true at all. Hey, Ishmael. That's not true at all. That's not true at all. When a cow is milked, raw milk has all of the nutrients contained therein for the baby calf. But when it is used for human consumption, they give the cow, and they make a lot of milk. They don't let the cow eat and graze in the field. They put the cows or the cattle inside of a place where they're congested. They're close together in proximity. They're fed corn and soy that's genetically modified, and they get sick. They give the cows hormones to make them grow faster, produce more milk, so they can get it where? To the market, to sell to us, the consumer. So in these inhumane conditions that they have these cattle in, the cows get sick, so they give them antibiotics. Guess what's in the milk in the grocery store that you're buying? Has in it antibiotics. They give them, again, as I said, hormones. Guess what that happens? Guess what happens with the hormones? We ingest the milk. These hormones are cows' hormones, not ours. They have also estrogen, additional estrogen of who? That cow. You're consuming that as well. So what happens when you consume milk with hormones from another animal? That begins to infiltrate your system and cause havoc within, because it wasn't designed for us. It causes stomach issues and allergies, and for women, they have irregular menstrual cycles, excess bleeding, and so forth. Milk is not good for us. Milk causes cardiovascular disease as well, amongst many other things. Ladies and gentlemen, anytime someone wants to sell a product, major corporations that is, they will tell you anything that you want to hear to sell that product, even when they know the product could potentially harm you. They don't care. They care about what we call the bottom line. How much profit can I make? That's it. Do you honestly believe that they care about your health and have your best health and welfare taken into consideration? They don't care. They care about, as I said, the bottom line. And you know what? These companies are being sued all the time. They have always been sued by someone. It may not be in the mainstream media, but it happens all of the time. It does. So now, milk was designed for the species that generates it. Human milk was designed for human beings. Cow's milk was not designed for human beings. A gorilla's milk was designed for a gorilla baby. A giraffe's, a zebra, a deer, an elephant, a rhinoceros, their milk was designed for their species and their species alone, and it contains all of the life-giving elements within for their offspring again. And it was intended to stay there and not go anywhere else, no matter how we try to rationalize it and make it seem logical. It's never been logical. There's always going to be a price to pay when you go against nature, because nature always wins in the end, because it knows what it is. But do you? If you have any questions, please chime in and let me know. I'm not telling you to stop drinking milk. But I'm letting you know what milk really does to the human body. It causes disease of many sorts. You can like it or lump it. It's your choice. Much love. I'll see you next time.